trying to strike a chord, but it's probably a minor. I'm so ADD right now. I'm so pissed. We recorded that last episode, and then that fucking same night, the same night we recorded the episode where we're talking about the beef with Matt, that same night, Kendrick wants to go and behead Drake. Like, you couldn't have done that like a few hours earlier so we could talk about it. He beheaded Drake. Welcome to the Scheuneman Show, episode 100 and who cares at this point?
The show is still going.
Marquis changed the mic settings, so I'm really trying to adjust and see what I need to do with my volume and my voice. Before everything heated up, we were talking about why on earth they put the word popsicle into an energy drink flavor when it's not going to taste like what's a popsicle taste like? Like, they're just putting that in there to, like, trick you guys. And it's honestly pretty pathetic that you fall for it.
Bro, I just wanted the flavor.
Every time I see some shit like that, I get excited. It's
what is your favorite flavor?
Snow cone cherry? Oh, I love snow cones. Like, that's, like, it's crazy the marketing that they do.
What's yours say?
Well, mine's literally fruit punch.
It says Pacific Punch. Oh, Pacific.
Yeah, so, well, that's the thing, is... With Pacific, they did like alter the ingredients or like the flavor ratio based on it being more Pacific based. Okay, for example, they have this one called Aussie Lemonade, and Aussie Lemonade is like, I think they explain it as like a bit sweeter and it's carbonated and lemonade like the way they do lemonade in Australia. I don't fucking know.
They carbonate their lemonade.
I don't know if they do that part, but they said something about like the way that the lemonade is flavored. Like, I think it's a bit sweeter or more citrusy maybe. Anyway, you guys don't care.
What's your go-to flavor though? Strawberry, blueberry, grape?
You should know that. Wait, for a popsicle or an energy drink?
Anything. Like, if you were like, oh, I had a selection of grape, blueberry, strawberry, watermelon.
Anything.
Yeah.
Okay, well, for energy drinks...
What do you mean?
My go-to energy drinks...
Don't throw some frozen ice flavor out there. I'm talking like real flavors, like blueberry, raspberry. Like
if I'm like eating flavors. Like a
piece of candy.
An unknown item, like an ice cream or a slushie or like a piece of candy.
Is this really that hard?
No, like, because at first we were talking about energy drinks and then you said, what's your go-to flavor? But I think I get what you're saying. I usually like a blue raspberry or a
like
cherry.
Like you were saying. You said, oh, popsicle grape. That makes it different.
It's literally a collab with popsicle.
But no, it's just grape. It's basically just grape. The blue raz, that's basically
But they collabed with popsicle to get you like, oh, it's like a popsicle. But really, it is just grape.
Yeah.
And not you personally, but like just any buyer. Like they put the name popsicle on it the same way they do with Skittles. Like, yeah, they try to make it taste as much like a Skittle as they can, but really what they're doing is they're like, do you like this product? Well, you're going to love this product because we collab with them. But in reality, like, especially with that one, like, that's a perfect example. That's just a grape-flavored drink. Like, what are they going to do to make it taste like a popsicle? Make it, like, watery? You know what I mean? Like, that's...
the same ingredients they use to make that popsicle.
Oh, that would be crazy. They carbonate... So the shit that they put in a popsicle, they just throw it in a can and then carbonate it and then put like ginseng and caffeine and cocaine into it. And they're like, all right,
and then you're off with your day.
Eat it up, you animals.
You'll like it that way.
No, but I like to go with a blue raspberry or a cherry. Like, if my base
that just came out your fucking mouth like it was easy.
I said it a second ago. Blue raspberry. I don't really like a blueberry. I like that little sting, little punch of a raspberry. But I don't eat fruit.
I really fuck with grape.
I never would have thought I'd say this, but I like vegetables more than I like fruit.
I love them both.
And honestly, if I'm being real with you guys, and I'm always real with you guys, is the fact that I like vegetables because they get thrown into other dishes and like combined with things that I like. But with fruit, like, I'm never gonna eat steak and fruit or like put fruit in a burrito.
Okay,
you know what
I
mean?
mean?
Like,
that sense.
But like I love corn because I can put it in a bowl or a burrito.
But you wouldn't eat like a main dish and a parfait.
I don't mess with fruit, dude.
And a parfait.
I really don't
yogurt,
eat fruit.
Fruit.
I don't eat fruit. But like, I don't know. I for something about it, I just don't like it. but like I like the flavors. Like I like the fake fruit flavors that they put in like drinks and shit. I just I'm never gonna eat a blueberry.
I'll tear me up a fruit bowl, bro. I love fruit.
God.
Fruit is like
Sick
candy to
stomach.
me. Some fruits are like candy, bro. I'd rather eat that than candy.
Yeah.
You need candied. What are those? Those grapes.
I've seen that shit. I like the thing that people be doing where they'll like cover a grape with like fucking rock candy and nerds and like glaze it with like liquid candy coating and shit.
I can't believe I'd be the one to say
That
this.
looks so good, but I know I wouldn't like it. Like it looks so aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
You know what a phallus is?
Your fucking cock?
Anyway.
I don't know.
Anyway.
What's a phallus?
Well, we went to iHeartRadio, and
Yeah.
that has nothing to do with phalluses. But we recently, a couple of days ago, we went to iHeartRadio, and it was the start of a new era in a couple of ways. Now, for starters, I wanted to open this episode and talk about why we do exactly what we do. But for some reason, I started talking about grape popsicles.
Because of my great popsicle drink.
That's just kind of how we do, I guess. But anyway, let's get the iHeartRadio thing out of the way. First of all, that was really fun to do.
Great time. Different experience because we're on the radio, you know.
It was really cool, like going into.
Oh, you're gonna have to cut that out.
Jesus Christ.
You're gonna have to turn that ringer off, bro.
Oh, I want to talk about a personal life thing going on. Am I allowed to talk about a personal life thing going on?
You seem like something's bugging you, and
I mean, if I seem off, it's mainly because I'm trying not to talk in the mic wrong.
Oh, okay, you're good. You're good.
We'll get into it all. Fuck it. This is a real life, real spill. When you watch the show, you just get to look at my life and your life and the brand. It's just all a mix mesh of shit. All right? Luxury shit.
Welcome to the Scheuneman. Fuck.
So anyway, we go to the iHeartRadio place, and walking in there, it was really cool because, first of all, you're walking through these halls, and it feels like some legit shit. Like, it's like... Oh,
don't even feel it is some legit shit.
It is some legit shit.
Literally
like,
some legit.
You get that feeling of like I was already excited going into the interview. The backstory is we were at the runway show we did at the Schottenstein Center. We met Citynewws, and I didn't even know he did that. But when I heard him do it for the first time, I got excited.
Citynewws.
Citynewws. And so I made that connect with Citynewws, and he said they wanted me to come in and do an interview at the iHeartRadio place, and I was like, hell yeah, that'd be awesome. Finally, I can get interviewed and not interview others. I love them both, but it was nice to be on the other side of things.
Yeah.
And so we're walking there day of, and I didn't do much preparation because I knew the subject matter that we were going to talk about. I know like the back of my hand. So I was just looking forward to it. And we're walking through the halls, and you see like the big iHeartRadio symbol. I was like, oh, that's sweet.
Which was really cool because he showed us the different station areas.
I didn't realize how many freaking stations that were like associated with iHeart, or maybe just those stations are like
country, pop, rock,
done in that building. But I think it's all under iHeart.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think iHeart's one big.
Yeah, it's like kind of like Sirius
platform, right? Or
is it kind of like Sirius?
Yeah, like Sirius XM, whatever.
Yeah, is it kind of like that?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Is that how you say it? I don't know.
I think. And so we're walking through the halls, and then I peep, like, there's a picture on the wall of, like, Taylor Swift sitting in that chair. And it's like, oh.
Did you see his little baby record?
No, I was looking at a bunch. I saw, and then you see, like, the picture of Eminem performing at the iHeartRadio Music Awards, and it's like, it just gives you that feeling of, like, oh, like, we're like walking through the same space that like big movers and shakers have walked through. It was really cool. And
I mean, what was that little room he showed us where people just chill? I think.
He showed us a lot of rooms, dude. He was giving us like a tour, which was
decked
cool.
out with like the golden guitar.
And I think that was a good move for him to do that because the
vibe.
I've started to established a vibe, and also like I've started to get a little better with like having nerves about this stuff, but
I've noticed our go-to thing is we go to the bathroom every fucking time.
Oh, I have to just chill for that, like, because it's that's a whole subject on its own. Like, the bathroom is such a perfect little escape to like clear your head and like take a breather.
We're about to do this. We're about to get
like
into this shit.
So the way it happened was like we're walking through the halls, we get the tour, and then he walks us to the room that we're gonna do it in, and then like you're saying, like clockwork, both me and you were like, so where's the bathroom?
Yeah,
and
we gotta go.
So he showed us the bathroom and we walked there. And the reason that going to the bathroom is such a key thing, in my opinion, is because nobody expects shit of you when you're in the bathroom.
No.
And they're gonna like give you space, and it's like it's pretty much, for me, a respectful way to ask for like, can I get a second, without sounding weird. Like, I actually did pee, but like it's more like, let me get a second, like let me just settle in and feel comfortable in the space that I'm in.
Yeah.
And so we both went to the bathroom and kind of did that, jerked each other off a bit. It's always better
I must have
doing an interview after you bust a nut.
Oh yeah.
Especially when your best bud's doing it. Anyway, whoa.
We even have the shirts.
Sus?
Best buds.
No Diddy? Anyway, so
Whoa.
we
Talk about Drake.
we trying to strike a chord, but it's probably a minor. I'm so ADD right now. I'm so pissed. We recorded that last episode, and then that fucking same night, the same night we recorded the episode where we're talking about the beef with Matt, that same night, Kendrick wants to go and behead Drake. Like, you couldn't have done that like a few hours earlier, so we could talk about it. He beheaded Drake.
Do you see all the tweets where it's like, they're like, oh, this was in the song that Kendrick stole all these lyrics and stuff like that, but it was apparently Drake having people.
We need
post
to actually
that.
put a.
But yeah,
we need to put a bow tie
Yeah.
on the beef stuff, and we will do that at some point in this episode. But I wanna go on an arc here. So we get out of the bathroom, all chilled, and so we walk into the room where we do the interview, and I still don't at this point don't know if it's gonna be live or on the radio or not on the radio, if it's a podcast. Like, I didn't think it was a podcast. I thought it was going to be on the radio. I did kind of think it was going to be live. And so I'm going in there with that in mind. And he's like,
spiel down. We kind of just walked in and just was like, okay, this is what's going on. Like,
yeah.
We didn't talk beforehand or nothing. Like,
we kind of just jumped right into it. Yeah. And so he shows us like the mics, like heats everything up, and we start. And in moments like those, like I can remember little bits and pieces, but like I could never tell you like I don't remember the first thing he said.
Well, we took one.
Oh wait, I remember this thing. This was funny. So first of all, right before we're about to start, we're like introducing ourselves, and he's like, so I just want to make sure I got you guys' name. And he looks at me and he's like, Justin? And I was like, Julian. Scheuneman, by the way, and I explained to him how to say Scheuneman. And then he's like, okay, and I was like, you're gonna laugh when you hear his name, because I think I think I said that about your name because he made a comment even about mine. He was saying I had a black name. I was like, I don't usually hear that. I hear that about him though. And then he's like, what's your name? And then he's like, Marquise. and then he laughs his ass off and says what everybody always says is like, Jesus Christ, like, you guys both got black names and shit. And then
Julian goes out there. Oh,
and I was like, well, here's his full name. Because that's the funniest part. People are always shocked that it's Marquise, and then Deshaun is the next one. It's like, Jesus Christ. What you guys will hear starts is like him kind of us still laughing about that.
Yeah.
And he starts like asking questions, and honestly, it was really cool to get like be in that position because it was a good opportunity, but also like being able to be asked those questions.
If you had a camera above watching us or like you're spectating us, you could really see from where the start to where everything just flows in and we all just vibe and it just comes clean. Like it just goes together.
We've done a few of these, and like I remember the first one I was really nervous, and the first couple I messed up, like, and not necessarily messed up, but I was really unhappy with my performance. But now that I've done a few of them, like, I'm starting to get comfortable doing them. But even still, like, only for like the first, I'd say 15 seconds. I'm feeling like uncomfortable. Like, what do I do with my hands? Like, how do I sit? Where do I?
Well, you
put
were
my
too
face?
far from the mic at
Yeah.
first. And
Yeah. So, but then like 15 seconds in, I just start feeling comfortable. But also, I will admit, one thing I do to kind of get out of be feeling uncomfortable in those situations.
You pulled this big ass needle out and you stuck in your arm. You got like
I
high
did
real
some
quick.
meth really quick.
Yeah,
No,
so-
I actually just talk a lot. Like, and I do that regularly. You couldn't tell. Like, he would ask
get
me
you out
like,
of your
"Why do
zone.
you do this?" And then I would talk for like 5 minutes.
Well, he loved it.
Yeah, he did. It was cool because.
The whole story and everything. He just loved it.
So he interviewed us. Let's not spoil. Well, we won't spoil that whole thing because that we ended up finding out. I don't know what his original plan was. It sounded like originally it might have released sooner, but he was like, when we finished, he was like, I love that. That was awesome. Like, I think at one point he was like, well, he told us why he invited us in and not any of the other designers. Nothing against any of the other designers, but he was telling us like, I saw something in you guys and you guys showed it off in this interview. Like, and I really like love that about you guys, like that you really care about what you do and that you think about it. And you'll hear it in the interview, like what he's referring to. And I think it went really well. We went for like 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
And I think he wanted. I think if he would have been able to put it out like
6
day
max,
of, he was
right?
looking for 6 minutes. So they might cut out a decent bit, but
you gotta understand chopping stuff and everything already cuts out about 2-3 minutes, and then
so he was like, yeah, I love that, but what I'll have to do is like we're gonna put this out next week. I'm gonna have to edit it down to get like the best 6 to 8 minutes, and then it'll play throughout the day. Or throughout the afternoon. He said something like we have a long chunk of time where they're going to be playing snippets of it throughout the day.
yeah.
And that'll happen next week, and I'll get details soon. I don't know if I'll be able to tell you guys before it happens, but I'll be posting about it on my socials.
Then he said we'll get a link to the
Yeah.
full-
It's going to be posted on multiple different platforms. Not only is it going to play on the radio, but it sounded like he was going to like put it on their website maybe.
Yeah.
And then like maybe post it on their YouTube. I don't know exactly. And I remember last night I was like, shit, why didn't I bring somebody to film that?
Yeah, I know.
Because not only would that have been cool to have, but it's also would have worked perfectly with our documentary.
And the podcast.
Yeah. And so it all went great. And
I wonder if he had cameras. Do you think they record on their own? Like
that's what I was saying. Like I was talking about it with my girlfriend last night. I was like, there might have been cameras there that we didn't even see.
yeah, that he just records to record.
But who knows? So I don't really think so,
No.
but I wouldn't be surprised. So one other funny thing is he kind of alluded that there may have been people that OD'd in that room.
Because you asked a funny question.
Because I was joking with him. I was like, I'm totally
'cause
cool
he
if
had
not,
Narcan.
but can I hit this pen or this jewel? And he was like, yeah, sure, I don't care. And I was like, all right, cool. It's just meth. Like, I'll do that every now and then. I'll say that when I ask people. And he's like, it's cool. We got the Narcan. We'll shoot you up and shit. And I was like, wait, like, that's never, I'm hoping that's never happened here, right?
He just
like,
looks at me.
you never, like, he was like, shit, maybe. And then, but anyway, that was cool. And then there's a part you don't know that happened yesterday. So when we were walking out, and I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but screw it. I think I will. So when we were walking out, he got us connected with this guy that he wanted us to talk to because he was doing a show, right?
Yeah.
Like a runway show that he wanted us to be a part of. And so he got us hooked up with them. And like yesterday while I was eating lunch, I get a call from this guy. And I've been getting weird calls, like spam calls, like a shit ton lately. So I answered it and just like was like letting them, you know how you answer a phone and just let them say the first thing? And so I did that, and he was like, hello? And I was like, a mouthful of food. I was like, hey, like, I was like, hey, who's this?
you?
And then he tells me, and it's the guy that he connected us with.
That's sweet.
And so long story short, he ends up telling us, like asking about the brand and everything, what we do, blah, blah, blah. And a really cool thing happened because he had asked, like, he was like, all right, I just have a few questions for you, just like to start things off, see if like this is the right fit, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, go ahead. And then he said something like, why do you do what you do? Or tell me about I think he said, tell me a little bit about your brand. And I went into this like 4-minute thing.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he was like, wow, I love that. He was like, usually when I ask people that question, they don't say anything.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, that's because there ain't no competition around here. I mean, I'm not trying to flex or nothing, but like, bro, we do this differently. We care about it a lot, and we think a lot
way to
about
put it.
what we do and why we do it. So it was really cool to hear him say that. He was like, yeah, usually I ask people that question, and they're like, shoot, I like clothes, like type shit.
Even if it wasn't like, you know, in that way or a story based, you know, drop, you know, you could, you know, maybe you could be like, it's just passion, you know, or like.
I didn't just talk
think
about
it's
the
like
Stone
art.
collection.
Well, I know you didn't, but there's.
I get what you're saying, but I like talked about our brand in general, and then transitioned into the collection we have now because that's what we would be debuting at the runway.
Yeah.
And so he liked that, and he ends up telling me about the show. And there's certain things I'll leave out about the phone call, but I do want to talk about the show because it's really cool.
Yeah.
What this guy does, and he does it like annually or something, yearly. He gets like 3 or 4 designers, and they do like a runway, like 10 minutes, similar to the Schottenstein. By the way, he prepared way more. There's way more preparation that went into this show. Like, you can already tell it's ran way smoother.
It's Columbus.
No, it's not Columbus Fashion Council. It's in Columbus.
Well, I
but
mean,
it's
like
not,
in Columbus. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But this is like, I mean, Columbus Fashion Council, just like that. I love what they do and appreciate what they do. But like, I think that they're just in a period where they're transitioning from not having Thomas and kind of figuring out how they're going to do what they do. Because hearing the things that he was saying about preparation that goes into the show was like extremely refreshing. Because I was like, these are things that would have fixed all of the issues with our previous runway show.
Yeah.
So already I'm interested. And then he tells me, so he gets like 3 to 4 designers. They get 10 minutes. It's a runway show, like classic runway show in that way. But there's a twist.
Okay.
Each designer is assigned or picks an artist, like a hip hop artist, and you get to speak with that artist and listen to all their listen to whatever music of theirs you want, and then tell them the songs you want them to perform while your runway show is going on.
Hold on. Do I see a connection already building up?
Literally. Like I was like, we already have. I told him, I was like, we already have such a close connection with like local artists and music with our brand already. Like, I told him how we put out music videos with each collection and everything. But yeah, it was like awesome. I love that idea. So pretty much it's like, you're doing a runway show, and the runway show is like visuals for the performance going on.
Okay.
So like, we would have an artist assigned to us, or pick an artist, and then I would say, okay, can you play this song, and then that song, and then this song, and then he performs while the runway show is going on, like practically around.
Dude, that would be freaking wicked to watch.
Yeah. So, and he was like, there's hundreds of people in attendance. We do this yearly. We practice on this day a couple of times. And
give me dates and everything. Right?
Yeah. So I know when it sucks because yesterday I knew specifically, like exactly when it was, but now I can't remember if it's July or June. I think it's July 28th.
You spoke on the phone with him about it?
Yeah.
If you can, just contact him, anyway.
Oh, I'll let you know for sure. There is a bit of a thing that's up in the air right now.
Isn't there?
But it's looking like very, very, very likely that we will be doing it. There's just a small little thing that might change.
Something else?
Details. No, it's
or like with that.
Pretty much they have somebody. Pretty much it's looking like we're going to be taking somebody's spot.
Oh.
Because they've like kind of lacked in communication. And so they're like, we haven't heard from dude in a little bit. So if we hear from him, they're like, I've reached out many times and gotten no response. I'm going to call him one more time this weekend. And if he picks up and still wants to do it, I'm going to figure out a way to work you in.
That's awesome though.
Yeah, but he was like, if I don't hear from him, then like you
show.
Like yeah, you just get the whole spot and everything. Yeah. And then he also said, like, I wasn't planning on saying all of this, but fuck it. He was saying the designer that was originally going to be doing the spot that we're taking, like his cousin was the performer.
Okay.
So he thinks if the designer doesn't show, it probably won't.
His cousin
will
will.
also be a performer short.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm assuming you guys probably have performers you could find or get, but I do know quite a few people that would be interested in performing. So if you want me to like reach out to my people, I will.
Yeah.
Which would be really cool because that means probably most likely one of the people that's been a guest on this show could have a shot at performing for the runway show. And I already have a few names in mind. So
yeah, I already have a couple popping up in my head too.
yeah, so that would be really cool. And I'm excited for that. And it was just a cool connection to make doing something that was cool to do. So there's that. And I also wanted to say this earlier in the show, but like to make things clear, and I'm going to be speaking on this more and more as we go, but like the reason that we do this, one of the reasons is pretty much like, and I'll explain it again. I think I've said this before, but when I was growing up, and I'm sure like you feel the same.
You can say when we for sure. And
well, yeah, like when we were growing up and like coming from like our families that like we all suffer from like mental health and depression, anxiety,
sure,
and growing up, it was like it wasn't always great going out to like doing stuff or going like feeling nervous doing shit or going to school like hating being there, yada yada yada, et cetera, et cetera. But like as I grew up and started to develop my own style and like the way I like to dress, the clothing that I was into, the brands I loved supporting, I started like realizing how much fashion would help me like not only feel better about myself but like move through the day smoother and like we just have always loved fashion because of the fact that like it's helped us get through so many days and feel better about ourselves. It's helped us feel so much more comfortable with ourselves and being able to express ourselves without having to say things like literally you have to speak them. Like you can kind of communicate through your clothes, and I've just always loved that. And what we want to do as a brand is like create clothes for the next generation. Like people are gonna love the clothes and appreciate them, and those clothes can help people the way the clothes we wore helped us. Mm-hmm. And we want to, whenever we get the chance to stand up for causes that align with like the things we believe in, like with what we're doing with this, like the Stone collection, and also like, we're super like one thing that's super important to us is like ethical manufacturing, making clothes the right way with like high quality and making sure that people get paid right doing it, because it's so not right that there's so many people that are not getting shit for all the hard work they do. Mm-hmm. And we want to make sure that our manufacturers are all paid well, and so we stand up for that. But also like we want to do anything we can do to kind of help people who are struggling with mental health issues or, need that little extra push to feel good about themselves. We want to help, be whatever push we can for people who need it. Mm. And we definitely are designing because not only do we love like doing it, we love the craft, we love the little details about it, and it's what we've always wanted to do, but we also want to help others the same way that like other brands and other clothing have helped us like get through days better or feel better about ourselves. Like it's just we just want to help others in that way and stand up for the causes we believe in, and we're thinking of different ways we can, support the mental health crisis and help people who go through the same kind of shit that we do.
Clothes have really came a long way from, it's kind of like a short amount of time too. I mean, you really got to think in like 1900s, clothes, they were.
I feel like fashion is much more accepted.
Fashion, yes, in its own term. But like clothes have always been important in a way for like work or sense or anything like that. But it wasn't. I guess what I'm trying to say is like clothes weren't looked at as they are now. Like
I think it's become
more of an art.
In the past. I mean, yeah, in the later half of the past 100 years, I think that clothes have been able to become a better outlet for self-expression.
Yeah.
And not just utility. I think that it's really cool that there's so many designers doing things that are out of the box, and like when you have a bunch of people who are creative and feel like everything's been done, like you end up getting such cool outcomes with creative people like putting their minds to doing something different, like, and that's what we want to do moving forward and continue to do. Like we want to, with our next collection especially, like that's one of the things we really want to hone in on, is like doing things that are extremely different and not just out there, but like trying to do things that haven't really been done or seen before, or do things that have been done in a different way. And it's really different kinds of techniques and et cetera, et cetera.
It's really cool though, is like a piece of fabric, stitching, etc. You know, it could really either tell a story, describe who you are, you know, or like it's a form of art, you know, like being able to come up with something and make someone, you know, happy or appreciative, you know, like that gives you that great feeling that you put in this hard work, you made, you know.
It's storytelling through fashion. It's
a
beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But the reason I bring that up, and I will continue to bring that up, is we're realizing that understandably not everybody knows exactly not only like who we are as a brand, but what we stand for and why we do it, and we want to make sure we establish that more properly going forward. So you'll start to see, I mean, we're putting out a lookbook. I think it actually is out now on the website. The lookbook is finished, and we'll be adding more things to the website, like stuff like on our about page and stuff, just to kind of explain in a better way, like why we do it and what we stand for, because I think that's important to the consumer when they think about who they want to shop from. Like, one example I've been hearing is like Bomba socks. Like whenever you buy a pair of Bomba socks, like they give a pair to somebody else for free.
Oh, that's cool.
So like, or some brands will be like, oh, if you buy something from us, we'll donate to like this cause or that cause. So, I mean, when you buy a piece just from this collection alone, like the Stone collection, when you buy a piece from that, we donate part of the profits to the foundation. So we definitely want to kind of show people who we are and what we are and why we do it, other than just for the love of the game and just like feeling so lucky to have a creative outlet like this. But we'll get more into that in the coming weeks, the coming episodes. But the other thing, this, like I said a second ago, the craziest shit, like we recorded an episode with Matt, and we were going to have him on again soon, because I kind of feel bad, because I wanted to interview him, but also when he comes on, it's just such a great time. So like we're able to kind of talk about whatever as well. So like we did spend a lot of time talking about the shit that's going on with Kendrick and Drake, because I wanted to get his take on it. And I think that was cool. And it's just so crazy that we literally were talking all about it. And meanwhile, we didn't know that like the biggest part of the beef was going to happen literally hours later.
Yeah, after
like we had literally just dipped our toes into this compared to what came afterwards. Like that night was insane, because I literally got into my car to go to my girlfriend's, and I literally saw that Drake had dropped a track, and I was like, oh shit, Drake responded. I listened to that, and then literally, like, I'm not even done with that song, and I see that Kendrick dropped the track responding to Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Same night. And it was like, and that was the night of Family Matters and Meet the Grams. And Meet the Grams is one of the most diabolical songs I've ever heard. Like, that shit is, he just went for the neck. And I have a whole theory. I don't want to spend as much time talking about this subject as we did previously, but I do have a whole thing about this. Everybody knows what's going on. Like, you know, Kendrick is calling Drake a pedophile. telling the world that he has another child, a daughter that he's been hiding, and yada yada yada. Kendrick won. If anybody is like questioning that, then go listen again, because I don't know how you could get the vibe that Drake won that one. He literally like bowed out a couple days ago. Like he made a song where he was pretty much like, "You took it too far, bro. Like this is weird. I'm not really gonna try. Trying's weird." Like it's, and so
Weird.
And okay, so I hope people listening. I think people listening have heard the songs. We don't have time to literally explain the whole background and everything. So if you haven't heard it, go listen and then come back. Please come back. But it's crazy because the thing I want to talk about is that. So Kendrick is like calling Drake a pedophile. He got the receipts. He's also talking about how Drake has a daughter. And then Drake responded later, like days later, in a song trying to spit the narrative that, oh, everything that you think you have on me was fake because I put it into my team so that it would go up the ladder to you. So I put fake information in, like this daughter and like the pedo shit, just so you would get it from somebody you thought was betraying me and then use it against me, and it's all fake. So haha, got you. And some people immediately were like, damn, Drake is a G, like that's fucking genius. But if you like, it did not, I don't even think I ever really believed that, because let's take a look at it. Because first of all, Drake is saying that happened, that he fed the false information to his team in hopes that Kendrick would get a hold of it and then try and use it against him.
Yeah.
Okay, so if that's the case, how come when that track, when he said all that shit came out, his first response was a tweet saying, or not a tweet, but like he had called academics or something and said like, if you can find evidence of me having a daughter, then I'll quit rap or some shit like that, right? And no tweet or call about like I did that shit, like he fell for it, like fell for the trap or anything. Like no him coming out and being like, ha, got you. Like that was not the immediate reaction. The immediate reaction was like, show me the receipts. Like where's the proof? Like cap. Like there's no way. Like he was getting defensive.
Okay.
And pretty much what I'm getting at is if the
some people get defensive though, like,
but no, like if the case was that he, like that was his plan all along,
yeah,
then he would have responded immediately completely different.
I definitely don't believe it. That, I think he's beating around the bush and trying to get away from it in a sense.
Well, I think he's trying to think of anything he can say to make it look like that's all complete
because
bullshit.
Who tells someone, oh, tell, eventually I'm going to tell you this, and I hope up the line that, it gets up to Kendrick that I'm a pedophile, and then he raps about it, and now we have a whole beef about it. Like
that's the other thing. Why would you be like, what do I tell my team that I hope Kendrick raps about? Oh, I'm going to tell them that I'm a pedophile. Like, why would that be the shit you put out? If anything, say something different.
The daughter thing, I could understand. But that's the only thing, and that's not even anything big. There's so much more to it than just him having a daughter. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like the last thing I would think that he would ever put in his master plan is like, okay, I'm a pedophile, I pop pills, and I also have a daughter. Like that would be the last thing I would put in my master plan. I would be like, I don't know what I would do, but it wouldn't be that.
Yeah.
Like I would never be like, all right, team, come together. Listen, so
I think
you're gonna tell Kendrick that I'm a pedophile and I have a daughter. Like, what? Why wouldn't you say something like completely not pedophile related? Like, but my whole point is just that his immediate reaction, if this was all master plan, he would have been like, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's it. He wouldn't have had to call ACK and be like, if you can find proof, then like find me the proof and I'll fucking quit rap. Like he wouldn't have done that. He would have been like, you fell for it. Like just immediate. All he would have like I'm not saying he definitely would have done this, but like if that was his plan all along, a tweet, you gotcha, fell for it. Like then maybe I'd believe it if he immediately said something like that. But he immediately was like, That's bullshit. I don't have a daughter. If you find proof that I have a daughter, I'll do this.
Oh, I see so if he just played along with it a little bit longer,
like,
and then
he
was
totally
like, oh yeah, this is all fake news.
the way he acted was like somebody who just heard something new.
Yeah.
Like he
Nah, bro, that's not nah, bro.
That's crazy.
No, not me.
That's crazy.
Not me.
But if it was like how he's trying to spin it, you'd be like, "Oh, you're an idiot."
Yeah, I see what you
worked. My plan worked. Like, but he took days to come up with like, what am I gonna say? Like, and that's like some movie shit.
Well, back to what I was saying earlier. Did you see the tweets where like everything Kendrick has said throughout all these comeback songs, beefs, songs, people have apparently tweeted and he stole.
Isn't that Drake?
But apparently Drake has told people to post that.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I thought it was Drake that did that, not Kendrick. I swear I might have saved the post. I know what you're talking about.
Maybe I'm wrong then.
They're saying that like Drake. Some of the bars were like tweets.
Yeah.
At one point.
Yeah.
To begin with, I don't know if I necessarily believe that. Like, I think it might just be coincidence, but at the same time, I might be wrong, but I could have sworn that it was Drake. But yeah, I just think that's crazy. Like, I was so salty. We had just recorded that episode, and then fucking Meet the Grahams comes out. Like, we could have reacted to that shit that would have been way nicer to react. And then, what a move to release a diss track that also like totally works as just a fucking awesome song. Like, Not Like Us is a banger. Like, it literally took Taylor Swift off of the top 10 or top 5, and like Kendrick's diss tracks got like top 3 on Apple Music. Like, it's insane.
All right, so it says fans are saying yes that Kendrick Lamar stole lines from Twitter.
Maybe it was that, because I know the thing you're talking about. I couldn't remember if it was they were saying Kendrick or Drake,
like the bar certified lover boy, more like certified pedophile. Or
is there a date on that tweet?
That's what I'm saying. There's no date.
Then again, I'd rather somebody do that than have a ghostwriter.
And then what I mean? Below it says Drake's favorite chord must be a minor.
That's weird because, like, who was really talking about Drake being a pedophile before this?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, I don't know. Like, there's speculations of people saying he stole. But
I wouldn't even call it stealing necessarily.
Even though he's still, like, it's going towards him in a different...
Because at the end of the day, like, is it stealing or is it him, like, calling out the fact that, like...
It actually means
bars that other people hating Drake have said before. I don't know. Like, but plus, like, do we really think that Kendrick was like scrolling the Twitter, like looking for ideas for bars?
What am I gonna say to Drake?
Yeah, it's like on Twitter. Like, you're like gonna look at people's tweets. Like, I don't know. It might be a reach. I think it's just like we live in a simulation. No, but like I think it's a crazy coincidence. It's really what it is.
I could see if someone was like in the studio with them and they're like they saw it and they're like, oh yeah, hey, yo, Kendrick, it would be funny as fuck if you actually put blah blah blah.
Yeah, or it could be something as simple as like, well, two things. Number one, for all of the people that know who Drake is and all of the people who hate Drake, you'd think that there's probably been a lot of shit said about Drake and some clever shit too. So it's almost like the chances of Kendrick saying something clever dissing Drake and that being said before by somebody who's just a hater online like are higher because of how many people like are talking about Drake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then also it could be a thing where it's like subconsciously he's seen that tweet from 2021 it looks like, and like you don't really know or realize it in the moment, but like it comes back to your brain because at one point you read it, and now it's just subconsciously being like as he's recording his verse he's like, oh, that's a bar, but he doesn't realize that the reason he's thinking of that is because he had read it, that tweet. I don't know. I do think it's kind of a reach, and who cares at the end of the day, but it's just the whole shit's interesting, and I think it's crazy because I think this is. I don't really remember a lot of the details, but I can't remember if Drake really lost the Pusha T beef. I've always kind of thought he did, just because of the fact that Pusha T is the reason we know who Adonis is. Like, I think people forget that. Like, we would not know who Adonis is, his kid, if Pusha T didn't expose him. And, like, once he exposed him, he waited a little bit, and then, like, now all of a sudden he's dad of the year. It's like, you definitely were hiding that kid and got called out in a rap beef. And then I'm pretty sure your response is kind of stopped after that. But what I'm getting at is it's crazy that Kendrick is one of the only people to beat Drake in this battle.
In general, aren't you supposed to, like, wait a certain age to, like, have your kid publicly?
No, it's just like some celebrities will be like, I don't want my kid in the spotlight, which is understandable, but that doesn't mean you have to act like they don't exist. No. That just means you don't put them in the spotlight.
But this is, like, respectable, you know.
But it's not illegal.
Like a baby, you don't want to, like...
But, like, for example, I'm trying to... Like, certain celebrities will be like, I just had a baby boy. At this time, I would not like to share photos or their name. Yeah. They'll do shit like that. I really believe that he does have a daughter. And there's even, have you seen the theories about, like, who exactly it is? Like, people think they found her. No. Rumor is J. Cole knows her and knows that it's his daughter. She's seen in a music video with J. Cole and Lil Durk. She has an Instagram page that really makes it look like she is his daughter. And her birthday was the day that the track where Kendrick Lamar talked about her came out. So he released the diss track exposing her existence on her birthday. Huh. And drops her name in the song. Oh. There's like a bar where he says something like, I'm going to get it wrong, guys, but like it's something like, love is serenity and we all deserve it. It's something about love is blank and blank. And the word that he uses to describe love is her name. Because her name's some shit like serenity. It's not that, but it's like a word like that. And he uses it in like a bar talking and Meet the Grams where he's like talking to her, the daughter or whatever. But it's fucking crazy, dude. I bet you money once we all stop talking about this, you're going to start, like he's going to be like, yeah, it's my daughter.
Yeah, daughter's going to... reveal.
Because did he not deny Adonis existing when Pusha T said that? I'm almost positive he did. Yeah. Anyway, guys. There was one other thing I wanted to say. Oh. How would you... Okay, I'm going to try and be vague. What would you do if your girlfriend... Mm-hmm. Hypothetically, was living in an apartment. Okay. Previous roommate goes insane, dips out. Now there is no roommate, but she needs a roommate. And the only option is a guy, period, but also a guy that has expressed that he's kind of into her. But he's very subtle about it and, like, acts like, you know, it's fine. Like, I get it. The feelings aren't mutual. Like, moves on. But it's also been, like, a thing before. Nah. Right. It's so... It already... in this hypothetical scenario...
If you really want to get into it.
If he doesn't move in... Okay. She moves 3 hours away.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It makes it a little... Oh, and not only 3 hours away, but 3 hours away to where, like, it's going to be super mentally unhealthy. Like, with somebody that sucks.
Wait, what do you mean with somebody that sucks?
Oh, like a shitty parent.
Oh, okay.
What do you do?
Bro, it's kind of weird because I was thinking in my head the other day that maybe you would
Not yet.
Okay, I'm not even gonna go there. But okay.
I know what you're gonna say.
But and honestly, man, that is very fucking tough.
It is.
Because in the sense, the whole 3-hour thing, that knocks out already. You don't want to lose her in that sense because it's going to be hard as fuck to have a...
Just to be blunt, it would take time. It would make things really difficult.
You're already busy schedule, you know, with...
Yeah. Like, I'm not a guy that, like, I don't mind driving that much, but 3 hours is a trip.
Yeah.
That's a 6-hour hang.
That's like you need to go hang out for a weekend type.
At least a day type thing.
At least a day, at least 2 or 3, bro. I'm staying with you for a couple days.
And then keep in mind, like, this girl is like she wants to like see me a lot, so it'd be tough.
But dude, that other choice, man, that's a very tough, especially because it already knocks it off when you said they've already had something.
They've never had a thing between them.
Oh, okay.
He's just expressed at a time before that, like, it's kind of the vibe of like, yeah, like I'd be into like talking or like shit, like little shit. Like for example, there was a time where like hypothetical girlfriend has friends and we're trying to be grown and like mature, and some of those friends are guys, and I don't have a problem with it until there's a reason for me to have a problem with it.
Yeah.
And so this is one of her like friends, but then like they've hung less since like some of the shit has like been realized, and like one of the things, it's like always so vague. Like I think I'm forgetting one of the examples. There's really like 2 examples where it showed that he was into her.
I think the better way to go about it here, like honestly, you, in a sense, like obviously I hope she wouldn't want anything, or she's gonna be very real and like.
Yeah, I trust her.
All that, but
hypothetical.
Honestly, I think you could go with the situation and see how it plays out, but you have to realize that not only you have to worry about that thing, but you have to worry about if he does fuck up,
or like
you're gonna have to come in and deal with some shit,
So today or tomorrow, I'm supposed to have a conversation with 2 of these hypothetical people.
So, and I mean, if, it could be cool, I mean, he could be real and just everything. He just needs a place to stay, and as long as you're there, and
yeah, I mean, like I'm there pretty consistently, and like the thing is, the way I look at it is, one, like I don't want her to be in a shitty situation where she has to like move somewhere she doesn't want to. I don't want her to like feel like she's getting pushed out of her place.
I mean, if you guys are down for each other and are right, you guys
and like at the same time, I look at it this way: like if something happens, okay, cool. Now I know that that's the way you are, and I'll move on. Like it's that simple. Like it would suck.
That's what I'm saying.
But think about it this way: like it's almost. If you kind of do some gymnastics in your head, it's almost a good thing, because it's like, okay, you have a very easy opportunity to do something stupid. So her not doing something stupid proves her character.
Yeah.
Her doing something stupid proves her character.
But that's the thing is, like, the behind, I don't know, man, like.
Well, like the chances of me even finding out or something. But like I'm trying to go into this like grown and being like, I have no reason to not trust you.
No, seriously. And that's why I'm not trying to be so doubtful.
People will the shit always comes to light. It's just a matter of how long it takes. But
on your wedding day, she spills out. Yeah, so Jesus that one time.
Christ, dude. Jesus Christ, dude.
I was
to that roommate?
Bro, no. All right, stop that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so I'm like, I'm gonna go meet with dude, and we're gonna all hang out together. And at a certain point, I'm gonna have to say some, like, ask some uncomfortable questions.
You guys could become friends, and shit could be cool, and like.
I don't see that happening. I don't
know what to say, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I just like, bro.
I can be cordial with him, but like, I'm not. I don't see us being like buddy.
Like, you got to think for my girl, bro.
The one good thing is, from the sounds of it, it's never like he's like begged her to be with her. Like it's like little shit. Like, okay, they were hanging out one night and like I think like they may have been drinking and she was like, all right, I'm gonna go to bed. Like, I'll see ya type thing. And he was like, do you mind if I just sleep in the bed? Like, and then she's like, no, leave.
Okay, good.
And so like shit like that, like where it's like, okay, you just asked this.
Good thing she's not into him. Like,
yeah. And, so yeah, the reason I was probably not gonna bring that up, but I had just gotten a text about like, when do you guys want to meet? And it's like, oh,
does she have to get this figured out ASAP?
Yeah, dude, it's some bullshit. It's like we could do a whole podcast about why this is happening and how stupid it is that this is happening. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. I don't know. Put in the comment section what you would do.
I don't know, man.
Because I can't
it's a back
move
and
in.
forth situation.
I can't move in right now. It's too new. Not only is it too new of a relationship, and it would be stupid for me to like go hop on a lease.
Yeah.
But it's also like.
Well, not even that. She can put you as a roommate.
Yeah, and also it's just like, I don't know. It's my situation.
No, you're Scheuneman house, bro.
Come on. Exactly. And
don't do that.
Bro, obviously I'm not looking to do that.
It was just a thought,
Yeah.
bro.
Obviously I'm not looking to do that if I'm literally like exerting to these options. Like,
but that's more wild than I thought.
Yeah,
if I can say, bro, I don't know, man. I would honestly like get those cameras on.
Not gonna lie, dog. I might have to get a little teddy bear cam or something. Holy shit, dude. I don't know. Like, that's not a bad idea, but I don't think that she's like that.
No, I'm just playing.
But honestly, like, prove it, bro. Let's see what happens.
I just don't like having that feeling, I guess.
Yeah.
Not even for, like, not trusting her, but I don't trust the other person.
Weirdo and shit.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I'm there so often, though. God damn.
I don't know. Like, I look at it like...
It's kind of all or nothing. I kind of have to do that, or, like...
Like, if it was my place, like, you know, that's like fully my place, you know, and I had my girlfriend staying with me and she had a roommate like that needed a place or something.
Well, it's not my place, though.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm trying to give an example. Like, I look at things like that, like, those are, like, I don't know how to put it.
An important thing to understand for this scenario is that, like, she's in such a tough spot, and it happens so out of nowhere that it's like, it's one of the only options.
Yeah.
It's not like she's just chilling, living by herself, she's like, I want to have a roommate. How about this guy? And it just, like, it's not like that. It's like,
how long is
the apartment place is, like, pushing her to, like, they're pretty much like, you have to have a roommate. Who's it going to be? Tell us by, like, the end of the week. Like, yeah, they can't get her out in less than 30 days, but, like, they're being shitty about it. They're, like, rushing
because
her.
They don't.
It's a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say that on the pod, but it's a bunch of bullshit that doesn't even fall on her. But
I don't understand. It's because if you can pay the rent, why does it even matter? Like,
other hypothetical, would you rather have the guy that's, like, her friend, but, like, has been, like, you know, like, has expressed that there's kind of a thing there, but, like, he's also, like, it's not a super big deal because, like, he acts like, oh, no, it's cool, like, I get it, like, oh, I want to meet your boyfriend, blah, 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 like, everything seems chill, but there is that, like, kind of little thing, right? Mm-hmm. No history, but just, like, little bits of evidence to support that he probably has a bit of a feeling for her, but seems to be respecting that that's not going to happen and she's in a relationship. So that guy that we know or whatever, or a random guy, completely random guy.
Random? Where's this random?
Okay, so, like, on an app, you put out a fucking thing, like, looking for a roommate, and then one of the only people that are like, I'd be down, is a guy.
Does it have to be a guy? Why can't it be a random girl?
That's what I'm saying, is, like, because of the rush factor, like, there hasn't, like, all she's gotten so far is, like, a couple of dudes.
Shit, she got 30 days.
Yeah. 30 days before she's evicted, though.
No, I'm just playing, but probably
Well, just for the hypothetical, I'm not saying like
go with the other person because they're already set and ready to move in. You kind of know them, even though I don't know. That's
because
so
like it's also almost just as sketchy, if not more sketchy, to just have some random guy there.
yeah.
Because who knows if this guy's like even more into her or
Weird
is,
or-
really weird. She also sent me a picture of him. He's not bad looking.
Oh, joy.
He's like fucking from Spain and shit. Ugh.
It's
Speaks French. Ugh.
Julian.
God damn it, bro. Life's crazy.
Life is crazy.
But hey, like, comment, subscribe, and go get yourself something beautiful from the ScheunemanBrand.com. ScheunemanBrand.com. No, go comment, hit the notification bell. Comment.
Let us know what you want us to talk about. you
Yeah,
know?
give us some talking points. Tell us who we should try and have on for the next show. Like, what kind of guests do you guys want to see?
This is the mic
Do you think
sound.
I'm completely and utterly
better?
fucked in this scenario? What do you think?
We're going on a tangent right now.
Appreciate you guys for watching this long.
What the fuck is happening?
Shit, I don't know.
The Scheuneman Show. Check us out on all socials and fucking.
Oh, catch us on the radio next week around sometime. I'll post about it. You can follow me at Hooli. And what is my Instagram? Hooli614?
Hooli.614.
Yeah, Hooli.614 or Scheuneman Brand. We'll be posting about it there.
Hooli Graphics.
Bro, last thing. This is really quick. It was really cool because I was telling somebody like random about like how I had just done an interview on iHeartRadio, blah, blah, blah. I was like, have you ever heard of Citynewws?
Citynewws?
And then he was like, oh, shit, I listen to that while I'm at work.
Ah.
And I was like, oh, so you'll be hearing me.
Ah.
Yay!
Catch us on iHeartRadio.
Shoot him ahead.
As always, love you.
Love you. Ciao. And
Rock out with your
goodbye.
cock out.
Good night. God bless America.